Well, my game plan starting on off today is I am going to be watching LIPO. LIPO does have shares available to short. I did already locate 5,000 shares to short whenever I want throughout the day. Now remember guys, locate and entering is two different things. To say to yourself, oh, I located 5,000 shares. That means I located, basically means I reserved 5,000 shares so that I can trade or short 5,000 shares whenever I want to. LIPO though, at this moment, I am not in on this play. I've already traded one time today, made $669. And now again, we're looking to see, can we make a lot more money? Can we see again LIPO go a little bit more crazy? Can we see the stock, get a nice little dump back on down? Let's see what happens at the start of the day. Right now, when I take a look over on LIPO, I still see that we got some higher lows brewing though. We got some higher lows brewing. We are above the VWAP. We want to make sure we're being smart on this play. I'm watching LIPO extremely closely here, team. You see if LIPO is going to be able to go on any sort of big spike. I'm going to do 1,000 shares on the short side, just kind of kick off my day here, just in case we crack the VWAP. You guys can see at this moment, I do have a cost basis of 564, which isn't really a great cost basis, to be honest with you. It's trying to hold that VWAP area. I'm going to go back into a 1 minute time frame and let's see if we can crack that VWAP area. Getting a little bit of a dump, a little bit of a fade back on down here. Can we stay underneath the 550 mark? If we can stay underneath again 550, I'm going to add on to my shares to short. Let's see if we can dump on down towards like 525, take some nice profits down towards around 525 or so. So right now, guys, we're up $878, $918. Let's see if we can keep on going a little bit lower, go on down towards a little bit lower. I'm going to actually just take my gains right here, team, just to be smart. Hey, made a little bit more gains. I made about $200 on that trade. And remember, I was up $649. Now I'm up $800. Still, LIPO getting a little bit weaker, starting to fade on down towards, sub $5. Thinking about just doing a small entry of another, again, 500 shares. New IPOs sometimes, again, give everything back and go all the way down towards sub $5. I'm going to add another 1,000 shares here on the short side. Crack underneath $5, I'll be able to make a nice gain. Where would you lock up? Deck somewhere in the 490s, just to be able to make like another $200 profit. That's kind of what I'm going for. Let's see if this one can get that reversal, that nice big reversal. Right now, about a 5-cent spread, a little bit of a pop. So I do just want to still be careful over on LIPO. Get back underneath the 520s to start showing me that we are starting to reverse, that we are starting to get weaker. If we do not get a crack of 520s, that's where I'm going to say, hey, you know what? It's not looking like it's happening right now. But here is getting a little bit of that crack of the 520s. Let's see if again we can start fading more. Adding 500 shares on the short side for that $5 crack. Here's $5 right now, guys. Can we crack $5 and go on down towards like 490? Remember, I want to try to lock in some gains at like 490, 480. Low of the day so far is 501. Notice how we have a little bit of a double bottom, and again, a little bit of a double bottom. So these double bottoms show that there is some support right here. We may get one more last little touch of like 520, I think, but if we ever start going back above, I would say like 530, that's where I would be a little bit more nervous. That's where I would say to myself, I'd probably, again, just take my profits and move on with this play. So anything like 535, 540, I would get out of that play. So here's a touch of 530, touching the downtrend. We don't want to break through that. Are we starting to break through it a little bit? Getting ready to get out? Guys, I'm getting out of my position. Not worth it to me. It's going to squeeze to me. So I'm getting out of my position. LIPO still has, some potential behind it. Maybe some sort of higher lows trying to develop. Crack of this trend line might start getting involved on this play. And I'm going to add some shares here, team. I'm going to jump on in on this at this moment and look to see if we are going to get that dump. 3,000 shares on the short side at this moment at the price of 514. So I just jumped on in as I think we are starting to get a little bit of this crack. As again, we're starting to get a little bit weaker. Now, Deck, what's your stop loss? Stop loss for me is if we got back above 530 again. It would still be the same as that game plan. We are looking for a new downtrend to start developing. So we should have, again, 530 strong resistance on the uptrend and 530 strong resistance on the downtrend as well. I like our entry. I like what we're thinking. I like how we're looking for this reversal. And of course, again, LIPO, we still have another 1,000 shares we could add as it comes on up towards around that 530-ish mark. We've had a bounce play once, bounce play twice, bounce play 3 times. We're looking for this thing to start reversing back on down. LIPO, guys, got to stay smart here. Got to stay smart, hitting that top area. Let's see if we reverse back on down. If we start squeezing, I'm going to be getting out of this play, and it's starting to move itself on up here just slightly. Let's see if we get a little bit of a drop, guys. I got to get out of this. Now this one's trying to squeeze. So I've been caught in this little squeeze, and I just got caught in this little squeeze, but I'm not going to continue to hold this. LIPO is looking for another squeeze and rip, looking for the $5 crack, and we couldn't get it. Now, there's good and there's bad on this play. Deck, what's the good? What's the bad? The bad is I didn't make any money. That's the bad. But what's the good. The good is, could you imagine if I kept on holding? Traders, where did I get out of this play? I got out of this play at 558, 558, 558, 557, 559. That's where I got out. If I kept on holding, it would have been a much bigger loss. So again, LIPO, got to keep my nice tight losses. And of course, if we go back underneath the VWAP, I will jump back in on this play. As long as we're underneath the VWAP, team, this is getting a little bit weak. I'm going to jump back in on this play as long as we're underneath the VWAP. You know, I'm not going to let trades pass me by. If there is opportunity, I'm going to take advantage of it. People get scared. People get nervous, you know, whenever they take a loss. That's not the trader you can be. You know, you got to be a trader that says, hey, you know what? If you take a loss, figure out the next trade and how you guys can be able to make profit. Can we fall underneath the VWAP, guys? We're back underneath the VWAP right now, which is a good sign. Back underneath the VWAP. And can we get the dump? Can we get the dump now over on, again, LIPO? We're still sitting right around that 550-ish mark. We've had upper shadows on the upside. We've had lower shadows on the downside. And we're basically just sitting at the VWAP at this moment. We can see that we have a little bit of a downtrend starting to form. Next area that it could pop itself up to is mid 560s. You can see we are building lower highs. You can see that every single spike is a little bit lower than the last one. We are looking for the reversal and the sell-off underneath this VWAP mark. Let's also remember something. What I want does not mean that's what we're going to get. Stock trading will humble you extremely quickly. What I want is not always what I'm going to get. We got to play the chart. And when I take a look at the chart, I see that we still have lower highs. I see that we're underneath the VWAP. I see we have an attempted spike and we fell. We had an attempted spike. We fell. We cracked the VWAP. But once again, play the other side. Let's not just, again, talk about things that are in our favor. Let's be realistic. Realistically, it has very strong support at 530. 530 is where it hit resistance and fell and hit resistance and fell and hit resistance and fell. And when we broke it, it had a massive spike. And it came back down to 530 and it bounced in 530 and it bounced in 530 and it bounced. And guess what it's trying to do right now? Is it that shocking it's trying to bounce at 530? The answer is obviously no. We know 530 is a strong support line. So let's not be, again, critical on just, let's say, the negative side or the positive side. Let's be a very 50-50 trader. When we're in on a trade, let's know what we need to break. And let's also understand why a stock may reverse in certain areas. Now, if we do not get a 530 crack, team, it's going to do one or two things. We are either going to see a big, long upper shadow back up towards like 570 as it looks like it's going to break on out. Then it's going to stop you out, and then it's going to get that massive dump all the way back on down. Or again, the tough thing is if this starts squeezing, it may actually squeeze. And so here it goes, guys. This is kind of what I'm talking about, where we're starting to move ourselves on up. This may get that possible squeeze, but I'm looking for that fake out breakout where it looks like it's about to break on out, then get that massive dump all the way underneath that 530 mark. That is obviously the goal here. So watch for this thing to possibly rip its way on up here. Remember, team, 610 is obviously very strong resistance. We're back up towards the VWAP. We're currently down $1,800 on this trade. We're hitting the VWAP again, looking for the reversal to see if this thing falls on down, but I would not be shocked, and I do plan on holding my LIPO trade. LIPO at this moment, team, is trying to like hold something along these higher lows right here. You guys see this? So LIPO is trying to hold this. This is kind of like the new trend line over on LIPO. Just a little bit of patience now. LIPO starting to get a little bit of that dump. Let's go back to a 1 minute time frame. LIPO, guys, come on, baby. LIPO, let's see if this thing can go sub $5 at this moment. So far, we got a nice crack at this time. Currently down $600 on the day. Already made back $1,000 on this day. Now we're looking to get ourselves back into the green and fall underneath that $5 mark. I'm actually going to take my gains and just be a happy camper. Guys, I'm taking my gains right here. It's going back on up towards that 530-ish mark, taking my profits. I was able to make back roughly about $1,000. My next trade, I can get back into the green. LIPO, you know, I want to start fresh with you, LIPO. I want to start fresh with you. I want to take you out for dinner. I want to massage your body, oil you up from head to toe, drop some hot candle wax on you, and make our safe word pineapple juice. What do you say, LIPO? Let's tango today, huh? LIPO, traders, starting to get a little bit weaker. LIPO, are we going to be able to get a bounce play back above 530? I'm actually going to, again, start grabbing some shorts here. I'm going to have a slow stop loss. If it gets back above 530, that shows starting to have some strength. And I just want to get back to green today. That's my game plan. Let's give them something to talk about. Something. Let's give them something to talk about. Let's give them something to talk about. And how about love? Love. Come on, LIPO. Crack that 517 mark. When I take a look over on LIPO, I see we had a bounce. 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 And of course, now we're no longer bouncing. That's already showing that we have weakness. What else we have is we can go ahead and say, well, Deck, every time we've had weakness, you know, we keep getting held on up right around this 517 mark. So we've had a bounce at 517, bounce at 517, and another bounce at 517. To be able to really fall on down, we need to do what? Crack 517. Ladies and gentlemen, we're coming back on down towards 517. Everyone watch the bids here, and everyone start start doing the haka. You know what I'm talking about? You ever see, again, those, absolutely massive Hawaiians come on out? I don't know if they're playing rugby or if they're just trying to attract the meat, but they're just sticking out and just... that whatever they're doing, team, it's intimidating, and maybe it'll work out over on LIPO, right? That thing gets me absolutely jacked on up. But just watch a couple of hakas every single day before you go to the gym, and you're gonna get absolutely jacked. Haka in! LIPO, let's see if this thing can start dropping on down. Guys, keep it going. Keep those tongues rolling, baby. Tongues are rolling. Tongues are rolling over on LIPO at this moment. Let's get back into the green. Come on, crack $5 now. Crack $5. Crack $5. Let's get back into the green. We were down again $2,000 today. Let's see if LIPO can again crack on down sub $5 and maybe even get halted here. So let's see if this thing can keep on going. We're currently down $113. Let's get ourselves in on the green on this day. Guys, haka like your life depends on it, okay? Right now, again, LIPO at this time. Let's see if this thing can get the drop. We got 517, but we got our next area. Our next area is this bottom right here of $5. $5 is our next bottom at this time. We have bounced off $5 once, two, three, four times. We're looking to be able to take these profits down towards, again, the 490 area. Right now, again, the level 2 is currently sitting at that $5 mark, and let's see if we can crack $5 and actually pay us out some money, guys. I want low 590s, 480s, put us up, put us up $500 on the day, $1,000 on the day. Let's start getting that drop. Everyone, haka like your life depends on it. Haka, baby. Haka. Whoo. Right now, haka, baby. Haka. 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 Oh, let's go. Let's see this thing down to 490 at this moment. See it down to 493, 487, 480. Start locking again a little bit of gains. Who got down to say, I want this some money now. You don't know who the fuck I am. Oh, baby. Oh, let's go. All right, we're back in the green. We made back our loss on the day here, team. We made back $2,000, and that's just because right now we're doing things right. LASE starting to get a little bit of a pullback, little bit of a drop here. Go back to like a 2-minute time frame. I want to see if we got a $4 break. $4 break. Go ahead and look for some possible shares to short. Got up to $3.99, $4. Going to lay down a couple short orders where we have big volume here. Cost basis $3.95. Make another $200. Make another $360. And let's see if this thing, can start fading its way back on down. Currently down $242. Looking for that crack underneath 390. And underneath 390, I think we fall back down to low 370s and slowly, all the way down towards the 360. LASE, I can see that LASE has some sort of an uptrend. I can tell you if LASE goes back on down towards around 390, we're probably going to get a nice dump back on down towards 388. I could see that we have resistance up near 415, and I could see that we have trouble right around $4. I can see that this stock is trying to set itself up in a bull flag pattern to spike on up towards a new high of the day, but if it can't break that 405 mark, we're going to go back on down towards 375. I can see that the level 2 over here is currently sitting at 395, and now again we're testing this trend line. We have to see if this trend line is going to hold, and if this trend line can't hold, you can actually add another 1,000 shares for a possible short to see a new low of the day. So again, I'm actually going to jump on in with another 5,000 shares. Not a new low of the day, but I do think we're going to get a crack, and we could be able to make, $300 plus. Let's see if can we crack 390. There you guys go. Nice little dump on down. Now we're up $347. There's the nice dump that we wanted to see right here. And now, of course, as we're down towards, again, 381, we could start taking some gains. And now, again, guys, let's lock it on out, and we just made $360. So the thing is, team, we are now up $704. And you know what's so awesome about that, team? Sometimes the slow trade is the easy trade to read, guys. Sometimes the slow trade is the trade that you can get very prepared on, and you can know exactly where to add. You know exactly where to, of course, be jumping in on.